everyone, it's Margaret here with 60andMe, and this is the place where women who are aging beautifully come to be inspired. So welcome to our show today. Now, we have a guest today, Ariane Poole, who's going to help us unravel some issues and questions around makeup, technique, and product. Now, we have always asked our community for questions that they have on their mind, and Ariane is going to grapple some of the ones that you have raised for us. Now, Ariane actually has been working with 60andMe now for about 5 years, and we ask her questions. We throw things at her from all sides, but she is a professional makeup artist. She has her own makeup line, and she also is now on QVC in the UK and also Evine in the States. So you can find her there and showing her new products. So Ariane, I'm super happy to have you here today.
And I am super happy to be here. These questions,
they're great.
Oh, they're amazing. And I think they will resonate with so many people that are in your community. I love the questions.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is, we've got real women out there, and that's what this community is kind of all about. They really are just dealing with stuff that we're all kind of asking, like, what, I'm so glad she asked that. But anyway.
Exactly what you're saying. If you're thinking it, there are maybe 1,000 or more other ladies out there thinking the same thing. So somebody ask it, because I know that you'll get, you'll be getting an answer for lots of ladies. Yeah.
Exactly. So this is one that came in, and several people asked this in different ways, but one particular woman asked about concealer. Yeah. And what she said is that she's got a blue tone under her eyes, and
she didn't have a blue tone.
She didn't have a blue tone. She didn't.
Yeah,
she didn't know what tone to use basically under her eyes. And some people do have a different tone, so they need different concealers. But anyway, I guess that's the bigger question, is really, how do you determine, what the right tone is for your concealer?
Okay.
And how do you apply it?
That is like I say, brilliant question. Yeah, she was saying, what do I do if I don't have a blue tone?
Okay.
Because yes, with a blue tone, I think we've covered that when we say use the peach colored concealers. And there are tons out there, which is a real hurrah, because ages ago there weren't any peachy toned concealers. As a matter of fact, there were none, and made the under eyes look ashy. So if you are someone with a blue undertone, quickly recap. Choose one with a peach undertone. The peach will neutralize the bluey purpleness, and it will make it look skin tone. When you first put it on, it's going to look weird, and you're going to think, oh my gosh, what the heck am I doing? And then as you blend it in, you're going to think, wow, this is the best thing ever. This is
right. Okay, cool. So if you don't have a blue undertone.
Yeah. So for those of us who don't have that bluey undertone, and also too, there's lots of concealers for different purposes. So let's quickly go through those, because I think that's the other thing. If you're choosing the wrong concealer, and concealer is like this umbrella of information of different products. So there are concealers that you can use on to get rid of the redness and things like that. So my concealer palette is great for that. But the concealer palette may be a little bit too heavy for underneath the eyes. So you want to have something that is a lightweight product underneath the eyes. And I've got a bunch to show you.
Okay, let's see.
So, and I'm going to also show you different shades, because not everyone has got a pale complexion. Some women are darker skin tone. So this is one by Double Wear, Estee Lauder, and it is a long-lasting concealer. It's a liquid consistency, great for things like underneath the eyes and pigmentation marks as well, because it's lightweight. It's not light color, but it's lightweight. So for pigmentation and dark circles under the eyes for women of color, these ones are great. They have a lot of choice. Also, NARS does those kind of concealers as well. So it's not. I'm not just giving you one example. So
now NARS, I know, does a really wide selection of concealers. And I know that they've recently won some awards, I think, for concealers. And I did take a look at them myself. And there's one, I think it's called Creme Brulee, which is like a really lovely color. But there's something about I think it's just the texture, but I can see that it's very full pigmented.
It is. And for women of color, that's what you need. That extra bit of cover, especially if you have those marks that have gone, they almost go really dark, almost like a blackish color on your skin. And it can also be really, really quite dark underneath your eyes.
That's great advice. Yeah.
So that's good. So you want to use that. Then I've got here, this is a Bobbi Brown liquid one. So you put Bobbi Brown again, really great. shades to choose from. I also have an Origins one here as well. So Origins do a good selection of colors. And again, very creamy, lightweight consistency, which is great. And then I've got, hold on, I've gone crazy because I wanted to show you all different kinds of things. Then we've got these ones. Now,
oh, wow.
This is one by Clarins. And this is also a very nice consistency.
It's quite light, yeah.
A nice beigey tone. And then let me try to put that way. And then I'm going to just grab my one here, which is, where did I put that one? Of course, when you want to find it.
I think another one that people have been talking about too, which I actually have used, is the It Cosmetics.
Exactly. So that's the
one which people like. So many.
Choose from. So what you want to do, so let me explain how the best way of covering your dark circles. Now, dark circles are different from puffiness, and I'll talk about puffiness in just a second.
Okay. Dark circles.
Makeup quickly here.
And dark circles are actually not just when you don't have a lot of sleep. It's partly just your skin gets a little bit thinner sometimes. And
absolutely. And the other thing what it can do is not just your skin getting thinner. The amount of fat, sounds horrible, fat in your face, your eyes suddenly become more sunken. And that's something that I've really noticed on myself. So what I would do here is I'm going to use my concealer palette just to cover up this redness here. I'm not going to go underneath my eyes so that you don't think that I'm cheating here. So I'm going to just get rid of my redness from using that wipe. But you can see that there's definitely a dark circle here, yeah? Can you see it?
Mm-hmm. I can see, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't want people to say, oh, she doesn't have a dark circle. Trust me, she does.
It's so hard when you're doing these videos, though, Ariane, isn't it? Because we're using, webcams and other things that don't pick up you'd have to get really, really close to be able to see.
Yeah, so you can
trust
see
me, I can see.
A dark circle.
Yeah, I can see.
Here. It's a little bit puffy. What I noticed the other day, I almost have like a hollowy kind of trough. So what I would use is a little bit of foundation. So I'm going to just grab some foundation here quickly. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to pop a little bit of foundation. So I always use a foundation first, either my Ultimate Face Tint or something. I put that on first. So you're going to do your concealer. You're going to pop that on first. Look at that. That starts to get rid of it already. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to use, I think maybe I might go for this Bobbi Brown one. Yeah.
Bobbi Brown's a great product line.
Yeah. So I'm going to do this. So I'm going to put my chin down and look my eyes up, and you can see where the dark circle is. So I'm going to dab that there. You see where I put that?
I see.
So I put that a lot lower.
Kind of low, yeah.
Most people put the concealer on too high, and I'm trying to match it as close as possible to my actual skin tone. The adage when we used to say make it 1 or 2 shades lighter, that's when we used to put the concealer underneath our foundation and put our foundation over the top. Nowadays, foundations are lightweight. Concealers are super lightweight, so that if you put them on underneath your foundation, you end up rubbing half of them away. So foundation, tinted moisturizer, BBCC, whatever you wish to put that on first, then follow it with your concealer. One, you'll get better results and you won't have to use as much, and you won't have to move half of it away your face. So I'm going to just dab and pat and look at that.
So Ariane, the question though is, how do you know what color is right for your skin? I mean, is
you need to match it as closest to your natural
skin color?
Yeah. So if I
know
lighter. So I'm looking at my skin tone. I know that this is the foundation color that I'm using. This is a pretty darn close match to it. Okay. I'm going to use those two together. Okay. I would not use a really light one underneath my eyes, because I know that would make my this bit here look really white and too
panda
bright.
Eyes. You get panda eyes.
That reverse panda eye effect. And then the other area that I really think is important to touch upon is that inner corner there. If you're trying to cover dark circles, I know you're thinking, okay, that's not a dark circle there, but that actually makes the dark circle look more. So I'm patting that away. So you see how that brightens up my eye really instantly and brings it out. So you're using it so close to your natural skin tone as you possibly can get. I mean, I know that there are multiple skin tones out there and you're not going to get it bang on, but if you can get it as close as possible, you will get the most natural, the most effective.
Right.
It will be, you'll look great. So if you don't have that bluey undertone, then go for that. Now, there is another group of ladies that I work with. They have a whitish cast underneath their eyes. Usually it's people who've been wearing glasses for all of their lives, and they've got this whiteness because the glasses are protected. So what you want to do is you want to go a shade darker. Now that sounds really counterintuitive. Why would I go a shade darker underneath my eyes? Because your skin underneath your eyes is already a shade lighter than your skin, and it may be looking a little bit.
Right.
So if it's looking that little bit puffy, you want to go a shade or a half a shade darker than your skin tone to make that look not puffy. So that's for puffy. Dark circles, you go to the same kind of color. And if you've got blue dark circles, you go for peachy tones.
So I think the one thing that if you take away from this chat is that concealer, of course, is going to depend so much on your skin tone to start with. But the general rule is to not go too light. I mean, I think that is the number one thing that we used to do. I mean, we always used to look for a lighter concealer. And what you're saying in all those three cases is to use a complementary color that's your skin tone or even a little bit darker, which is, I think, interesting.
Yeah. Absolutely. And the big reason why is because textures of products have changed. In the olden days, when I was young,
back there, the olden days.
Olden days, as my daughter calls them, ancient times.
Jurassic times, I know, way back, geologic time.
Exactly. What it was, if you thought about the concealer was quite a heavier concealer, you would put that beneath your foundation or whatever product you were going to put on. And so you did need to go lighter because you were putting something darker over the top.
Right.
But nowadays, you want to do the foundation or the foundation or whatever you're going to put on first. Yeah. Do that first. Follow up by the concealer. You'll target exactly the area that you need it. You will look fantastic. Okay,
so I hope that's helped you. I appreciate all the comments that came to us about concealers, though, because that is probably one of the things that you tend to give up on because you just don't know what to do with it. So you just pop some foundation on, but it can make such a difference when you follow the technique that you described. So hope that's helped you. Whoever asked that question out there, and if you've got any more questions for Ariane on concealers or foundations, or I've got to mention this, by the way, her brush. This is a new brush that Ariane has just come out with. And I know it's not even to do with concealers, but it's got to do with foundation. This is amazing. I actually spent a lot of money on another brush because I was told that it would be great, and it was okay. It was good. But this is amazing.
Isn't it? It is nice and soft. It does. Oh my gosh. I am so happy. When you work on something for such a long time.
Yeah, it's good.
And it finally comes out and you think, yes, it is all what I wanted it to be. It's great.
It's a good brush.
Thank you. And it's also vegan friendly. So all of the
awesome.
who are concerned about that, I'm with you. It is vegan friendly.
You're amazing, Ariane. Well, I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for this chat on concealer. I hope it was useful. Thanks, everybody, for being here. And thank you, Ariane, for all your wonderful support. Thank you. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Our Patreon supporters help us to make a bigger difference in the lives of women over 60 all around the world. They get exclusive videos, live video shows, discounts, and much more. So please look for the link on this page. It is somewhere down here, up there. And join our tribe of women in our 60andMe community who are actually making a big difference in the world, challenging aging stereotypes. So thank you so much for your support.